Great, now that we got one arm fixed up, let's go ahead and crank out the second one. Alright, I'm going to reuse some of these curves here since we've already made them. Okay, I'll select this curve, Control D, and we'll snap this over to the other side. And I'll rename that left elbow, FK. And let's duplicate this. And I've got them parented wrong, but that's okay. Let me just go in here. I don't need this or this. So we'll snap this to the right place. There we go. And let's name this left shoulder. Alright, let's freeze transformations. Freeze transformations. Okay, reestablish our parenting here. So I'll select the elbow and then the shoulder control there. We'll hit P to parent. So that'll reestablish our parenting here. Very good. Alright, let's go ahead and do our constraints. So we're going to have a point constraint. We're going to select the shoulder joint and the curve. We'll do point constraint. Same here. Okay. And then we're going to do an orient constraint in the reverse order. So we'll select the curve, then the joint. We'll do constraint, orient. Constraint, orient. Very good. And then while we're working on these curves, let's go ahead and get the wrist control. We'll group it, hit insert, snap the group pivot point there. This will be the left wrist control group. Alright, option box. There it is right here. So we'll select this curve, control click this group here, as you can see, and we'll parent constraint that. Alright, so those are all set up. Now all we need to do is set up the IK FK blend switch. So we'll go ahead and add this attribute here. IK FK blend, and we'll do 0 to 1. Alright. And then let's go ahead and get all that set driven key. I'm going to load everybody up at once here. So let me just go over here to animate set driven key. Okay, load the driver, which is going to be this FK IK blend. And then position here so I can select all of the players involved here. I'll go ahead and select these two. I don't need the wrist control, but I do need the elbow control here. Alright, we'll go ahead and load driven. So here's all my pieces, and I actually want to also add to my selection the IK handle. Okay, so we'll add all of these in there. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is connect the IK handle with this setup here. So in this situation, let's come down here and key the IK blend. Okay, and let's key the visibility of the things that need to stay on. So the arm control, the elbow control, we want to key their visibility. And the two FK controls that we have, we want to go ahead and set their visibility to off and key those. Alright, great. Now let's set the FK IK blend to 1. And what we'll do is we'll go in here to the IK handle left wrist attribute here, set the blend to 0, and we're going to reverse these visibilities. So we'll turn those off and key, and we'll turn these on and key. So once you get an idea of how the pattern works, it's really easy to move your way around. All right, let's go ahead and test. So we'll do some rotates. That looks good. We have one little issue here. We still have a point constraint on that cube, so we want to get rid of it. And if we scroll down here, you'll see this left wrist point constraint 1. We'll right click, choose copy, come up here and paste, enter to select, and then we can just hit delete, and you notice that node is now gone. So we can reestablish that. We'll select the wrist joint, There we go. And the wrist control, and we'll do a constraint point. There we go. All right, so let's test this now. Perfect. Check the shoulder. Perfect. And the wrist. Great. So all those pieces work. Let's try our FK blend. We'll set this to 0. Those curves disappeared. We now have our IK handle. I'm sorry, our arm control. Perfect. Elbow still works. Wonderful. So that's how we can get that set up really quickly. Let me go ahead and switch it back. We need to clean up the curves. So let's go ahead and take these curves right here. Actually, I can just select these two. And we'll group them. Okay, these will be called the extra FK curves. GRP. And let's open up the outliner. There they are. We need to go ahead and scale constraint those to this object right here. So let's control click the appropriate group that we need, constraint scale, and that way when I scale this rig, we got a good following there. We don't need a parent constraint because they are point constrained to the joints. All right. So that is a completed rig. We've got all the controls built. In the final lesson, I'm going to show you how to clean up the channels so we can get rid of things that the animators don't need or you don't need while you're working and really button up this rig so it's ready to go.